Welcome back. This is US and flooding, and we are talking about quite a bit of weather that we're going to be having, unfortunately. Like I gave for this year, we're going to have in excess of weather regarding flooding. Now, first of all, we're going to see a lot of floods from really the melting of the snow, which obviously you're going to get it from here onwards. And I had said that the Mississippi actually is going to be pretty badly affected by the snow melts, and that means it's going to burst its bank, and it's going to be pretty brutal. I mentioned that in one of the other videos, I think the radio show, but anyway, it's going to be pretty devastating, 30 feet to even, I don't know if I'm right, I think 60 feet above flood stage in certain areas, the low-lying areas. So please be careful, and that's really due to the heavy snows, but also other additional storms that are coming in. It seems there's going to be a convergence of a large system, several large systems that are coming in from April onwards. Even in April, touching on April, this whole section here is going to be having far more rain than normal, which usually, obviously, Nevada doesn't get too much except Las Vegas, but these areas here and in there, they're going to be having a more deluge of rain here, what I'm seeing. So not so much as San Jose, but it's more here. And I see another system here, and it's really to do with the wine harvesting, those areas, Napa Valley, all the other areas up there, into Oregon. It starts from Oregon, actually, and comes down. But that one in about June, late June, July, there's so much rain. It's deluging, and I hate to say it, ruining the crops for the wine harvesting. Let alone propagation and growing. So that, I'm sorry to say, I'm seeing a lot of flooding. Colorado, the lower points, it's all going to be runoff from the snow and in that area. Now, because I talked on an earlier video, I had mentioned that I'm seeing a lot of activity, and especially in this block here, this whole block, where there's, not Nebraska, but sorry, right about here, you're going to get a lot of more rain, especially this area here, where you're actually getting so much rain, it's flooding, flash flooding is going to be rife. Dallas, Austin, several areas, there's going to be, as I said, tornadoes, activity because of that. The systems, electrical storms that are far more violent, and I talked about this last year too. And Tennessee, Atlanta is going to get flooded a bit, definitely Mississippi where the area is, but there's also flooding here. Atlanta, Georgia, those are getting flooded. There's excessive amount of rain also in this portion, from this portion down into Miami, where the monsoons are going to be pretty brutal. So, and it affects these lower lying areas as well on flooding. So New Orleans, flooding. This Midwest area here in a triangle, sorry, an oblong here, they get a lot of flooding. That's another storm system that's coming in. And New York, I see, gets deluged as well, but that'll be in August. So there's a lot of other things contributing to that as well. And I think that could be a tropical storm that's coming in from off the coast on that one. Really, I know that doesn't sound great, but there is a lot of flooding there, flooding in Las Vegas in the monsoon season, which is, it sounds funny, desert town, but it's become that way. But the electrical storms are getting far more violent, I see, and there's far more flooding. Arizona too, there's flooding with storm systems in there, and kind of, I'm just talking about flooding. I'm trying to bring other things in. I'm trying to keep it to the subject. Okay, up north, Washington, really nothing. We'll talk about fires later in another video. Portland, Oregon, there's a lot of this area here from Washington down is going to get hit with a lot more rain than it did last year, which I think they're going to be happy about. But it'll be later in the year, not earlier. So that's it for now. I don't know if that even helps anybody, but let me know. Thanks for joining me.